Jason Statham is a well-known action star, celebrated for his roles in thrilling films like The Transporter, The Expendables, and the Fast and Furious franchise. With his chiseled physique and intense gaze, he has captivated audiences around the globe. Statham's journey to stardom wasn't easy. He began as a competitive diver before transitioning to modeling and then acting, where he quickly made a name for himself with his unique blend of tough guy charm and charisma. Fans admire him not just for the high-octane stunts, but also for his quick wit and engaging personality. He often plays characters who are formidable yet relatable, earning respect both on-screen and off. Statham's ability to balance humor with intensity makes him stand out in the crowded action genre. As he prepares to appear on the talk show, excitement buzzes in the air. But little do viewers know that this appearance will take an unexpected turn. The stage is set for a memorable encounter, one that will test Statham's patience and reveal his true character when faced with rudeness. How he navigates this challenge will leave a lasting impression on everyone watching. The talk show set gleamed under bright lights, creating an atmosphere charged with excitement. A sleek, modern stage was adorned with colorful banners, and the audience buzzed with anticipation, eager to see the latest celebrity guest. Laughter and chatter echoed as fans settled into their seats, clutching signs and waving hands in excitement. The host, known for his sharp tongue and quick jabs, had a reputation for pushing guests to their limits, often crossing the line between playful banter and outright rudeness. As the show began, the audience's energy shifted with each joke from the host, who was notorious for making unwelcome comments. Viewers at home knew this would be a memorable episode. They could sense the tension simmering just beneath the surface. The host's smirks promised challenging questions, designed to provoke laughter at others' expense. Everyone wondered how Jason Statham would handle this notorious style of interviewing. With cameras rolling, the stage was set not just for entertainment, but for an unexpected clash between a seasoned action star and a host who thrived on discomfort. Little did they know that this encounter would reveal much more than just Statham's talent. It would test his character in a surprising way. As Jason Statham took his seat, the atmosphere crackled with tension. The host leaned forward, a smirk plastered across his face. "So, Jason," he began mockingly, "what does it feel to be typecast as the tough guy? Must be exhausting pretending to be a hero all the time." Laughter rippled through the audience, but Statham remained composed, flashing a polite smile in response. The host pressed on, his tone dripping with sarcasm. "I mean, do you even know how to act in a romantic movie? Or are those muscles just for show?" The audience chuckled again, eager for more jabs at the action star. Each question was designed to belittle Statham's accomplishments and provoke a reaction. Despite the dismissive attitude, Jason held his ground. He answered with grace but firmness, showcasing his quick wit while deflecting the digs. It was clear that he was not going to allow the host's taunts to rattle him. However, it was only a matter of time before the situation escalated, and everyone could sense that this playful teasing might soon take a different turn. As the host's barbs landed, Jason Statham remained remarkably calm, his well-honed patience shining through. He leaned back slightly in his chair, crossing his arms with an air of relaxed confidence. His intense gaze never wavered as he listened, and the polite smile on his face conveyed a sense of control despite the ridicule. Each sarcastic comment from the host was met with a subtle nod, showing that he was absorbing the jabs without immediate retaliation. The audience could see how Statham was choosing to handle the situation with maturity rather than responding impulsively to provocation. It was clear he knew that engaging in a verbal sparring match wouldn't serve him well. Instead, he focused on maintaining his cool demeanor, exuding a silent strength that captured the attention of those watching both in the studio and at home. His calmness contrasted sharply with the host's brashness, raising questions about how long this composure could last. The atmosphere grew tenser as viewers wondered what might happen next. Would Statham continue to hold back, or would he soon unleash his true feelings? The atmosphere shifted dramatically when the host leaned in closer, a devious glint in his eye. "You know, Jason," he said with a mocking grin. "It's hard to take you seriously when every role you play is just an extension of yourself. I mean, do you have any real acting skills, or are you just a pretty face with muscles?" A collective gasp echoed through the audience. The comment struck a nerve. It was not only disrespectful, but also personal. For the first time, Statham's smile faded slightly, and the tension in the room soared. The audience felt an electric charge as they realized this was no longer just playful banter. It had crossed a line. Statham's intense gaze locked onto the host's eyes, revealing a flicker of anger that had been hidden beneath his calm exterior. He took a deep breath, seemingly collecting his thoughts, while the audience held their breath in anticipation. They all knew that this moment would be crucial. Would Statham finally respond to the provocation? The room grew silent, and every eye was on him as they waited for his reaction to this blatant insult. After a brief moment of silence, Jason leaned forward, his voice steady yet filled with a confident edge. "You know, it's funny you mention that, because every time I step on screen, I bring a part of myself to the role," he replied smoothly. "But if you were as good at your job as I am at mine, maybe people wouldn't focus so much on what you say." The audience erupted in applause and laughter, the tension dissipating as they began to cheer for Statham. With a twinkle in his eye, he continued, "You may think you're being clever with your words, but all you're really doing is proving how uninspired your jokes are." The host shifted uncomfortably in his chair as Statham pressed on. "Movies are all about storytelling. If you'd spent half the time watching my films rather than critiquing them, maybe you'd appreciate how much work goes into it, beyond just muscles." Statham's clever wordplay turned the tables completely, highlighting the host's lack of substance while showcasing his own talent. The audience was left speechless, captivated by Statham's powerful comeback and newfound energy in the room. As Statham's words hung in the air, the audience erupted with energy. Gasps of surprise quickly turned into laughter and applause, filling the studio with an electrifying atmosphere. The tension that had previously gripped the room melted away as viewers rallied behind Statham, appreciating his clever comeback. People stood up, cheering and clapping, clearly showing their support for the action star's defense. Whispers of admiration spread through the crowd, with fans exchanging knowing smiles at his quick wit. Even those who had initially sided with the host found themselves swept up in the excitement, realizing how effectively Statham had turned the situation around. Some audience members pointed enthusiastically at Statham, while others raised their hands in approval. The overwhelming response transformed the dynamic of the show. What had started as a hostile interview now felt like a celebration of Statham's resilience and talent. With each clap and cheer, it was evident that Jason had not only defended his honor, but also captured the hearts of those present. They were fully engaged, eager to witness how he would continue to handle the remainder of the interview, now fueled by newfound admiration and respect. The host's expression transformed from smug confidence to sheer shock after Statham's comeback. His mouth hung slightly open, eyes wide as he processed the unexpected turn of events. It was clear that he hadn't anticipated such a strong reply from the action star. As the applause and cheers echoed through the studio, the host's demeanor shifted dramatically. He fumbled for words, struggling to regain control of the interview. Realizing he had lost the upper hand, he quickly cleared his throat and attempted to redirect the conversation. "Well, that's one way to look at it," he said, forcing a chuckle that fell flat among the lively audience. The laughter had turned into supportive cheers for Statham, leaving the host trying to play catch-up in a game he seemed unprepared for. With a forced smile, he attempted to follow up with a lighthearted question about Statham's latest movie, but the confidence in his voice was gone. The audience wasn't paying him much attention anymore. They were focused on their newfound hero. It was evident that this encounter had shaken the host more than he would ever admit, marking a turning point in the dynamic of the show. As the interview neared its conclusion, Jason Statham gently shifted the conversation back to lighter topics. With a warm smile, he discussed his latest film, sharing amusing behind-the-scenes stories that showcased his sense of humor. The audience leaned in, laughing and enjoying the easygoing banter that had replaced the earlier tension. Statham spoke about his co-stars with admiration, sharing anecdotes that highlighted their camaraderie. Working with them felt like being part of a family, he explained, his eyes sparkling as he reminisced about fun pranks on set. The atmosphere softened further as he opened up about his passion for filmmaking and the importance of storytelling in cinema. The host, visibly relieved, joined in with genuine enthusiasm, laughing alongside Statham as they shared their thoughts on the industry. This collaborative tone re-established rapport between them, turning a previously heated exchange into a respectful conversation. By the time the credits rolled on the interview, both Statham and the host seemed to have evolved from adversaries to allies, leaving behind an unforgettable episode filled with laughter and respect. The audience erupted into applause once more, appreciative of how gracefully Statham had navigated through both challenges and lighter moments. In the end, Jason Statham's ability to handle a challenging situation with grace and humor left a lasting impression on everyone watching. By maintaining his composure in the face of rudeness, he not only defended his honor, but also showcased the strength of his character. This memorable encounter served as a reminder that it's possible to rise above negativity with poise and wit. Statham's clever responses transformed the interview into a celebration of his talent, resonating with viewers and demonstrating the power of resilience. Future guests on the show could take inspiration from his approach, realizing that they too can stand up to rudeness while remaining respectful and engaging. Moreover, this experience highlighted the importance of authenticity in the entertainment industry. Statham's willingness to share personal anecdotes and connect with the audience brought warmth to the conversation, proving that vulnerability can be a strength. As the applause echoed throughout the studio, it was clear that he had not only won over the audience, but also set a new standard for how celebrities might navigate difficult interviews in the future. The episode became a testament to the power of humor and dignity in overcoming adversity.